What's up, everyone? Kriddle here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about First Descendant. This came out earlier this week, so a few days ago, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I wanted to give my thoughts, kind of a little bit of a review, maybe tell you a little bit about it to see if it's the game for you. So First Descendant is a looter shooter. I would compare it mostly to Destiny or Warframe. A lot of people are comparing it to those two, and I would agree with that. I did not play a lot of Warframe, though. I played for maybe a couple hours, and I felt that game was a little bit too much because when I got into it, they had already put in so much new content that I was a bit behind, and I didn't really know what was going on, and it was overwhelming to me. I did play a lot of Destiny and Destiny 2. I've done a lot of the raids in that game, and this game does compare to that. Now, I am going to show or tell you another game that, in my opinion, it also compares to this in a weird way, and that's Monster Hunter. So if you like Monster Hunter style of games, not necessarily the combat side of it, but the collect and build that way, this is very much like a Monster Hunter game. You have a party of 4, you go out, you do a mission, you collect some stuff, you get hopefully some parts that you need, and then you craft those parts into better and stronger gear. So that's pretty much how this game works. It is a looter shooter. Like I said, you're going to go out, you're going to get all sorts of guns, and then you're going to get these different mods. You get a reactor, then you get these other components. There's 4 other components, which is kind of like your gear setup, which is going to increase things like your health and your defense and your drop rates, those kind of things. They all have different types of modifiers on them. And there's a lot of diversity there where you can build something that you want. Another thing that I really like about this game that makes it different than Destiny is Destiny had 3 classes. In those 3 classes, you had different trees that you could go to and kind of, make those characters a little bit different. But this game gives you 3 characters to start out with. But once you start playing the game, you can unlock a lot of other characters. I think there's 10 or so. I don't remember exactly the number, but there's several different characters you can choose from, and they're bringing out more characters as the game continues to grow and build. So fantastic there. It is also free to play like Warframe, which is another huge plus in my opinion, but that does bring up the question of, is it pay to win? And the answer to that is yes and no. So a lot of people will say that this game is pay to win because you can go immediately buy an ultimate character. There are 3 or 4 ultimate characters in the game that have slightly better stats than the base versions of them. So like Ajax is one of them. That's the character that I started with, and it has an ultimate version which has slightly better stats and also has an ultimate ability that is exclusive to that. Now, you have to find that ability. I don't think you can buy it. I think you have to actually go out and find that ability by playing the game. So a lot of these modules and things that you're going to get, which you put on your weapons, you put on your descendants, which are your characters, they change your gameplay drastically. So if you want to make a very defensive character, you could put on some HP modules, defense modules, and some shield modules and make them very tanky, or you can go very offensive and put on other types of modules. And there's an amount that you can actually add into your character, and in the beginning it's very low. It's like 40 points or whatever, and each of these modules cost anywhere from 4 to 6 points. Some they go a little bit higher, and there's various ways that you can reduce those or increase those and so on and so forth. But you start out with like 40 points, and then as you level your character, you gain more points. As you get proficient in weapons, you gain more module points. And then once you actually max out your character level, you max out your weapon proficiency, you can then kind of prestige the character or the weapon and build it up again. When you prestige it, it does cost a currency that is in the game that you have to go and farm. Again, I think you can buy this one, so it allows you to kind of get there faster. And this is where I was saying the pay to win is kind of there, but kind of not there. So it's basically pay to progress faster. You still have to go out and level your characters. You still have to go out and find a lot of the components that you need by actually playing the game. But then once you unlock certain things, you can swipe your credit card and buy, basically instantly level that character up instead of having to go and farm it. Some of the descendants, as you progress through the game, you get the parts for the descendant. They take like 2 hours to create the parts, and then 16 real life hours to actually create the Descendant. So if you want to, you can speed those processes up by paying real money to do so. And that's where the pay to win might come into play. Some people may like it, some people may not. I personally don't have too much of an issue with it. Pay to get there faster, as long as you can't go out and say, hey, this is the character that I want, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm also going to pay for it to be max level. You can't do that. You can buy it at the base level, you then level it up, and then you prestige it, and then you level it up, and then you prestige it. The only thing that you can pay for is the prestige items that allow you to reset that to level 1 and level it again. You still have to actually level the character. You can also, I think you can buy XP boosts and stuff, so you can XP faster. Those I've only seen like maybe 30% XP boost, but they've also given some of those out to people. And honestly, leveling in this game is not that slow. I've felt that it's been pretty fast once you get to the end game. So I have completed the normal campaign on it and had a lot of fun. I think the story is okay. It's not anything to write home about, tell your friends about, or anything like that. But it's an okay story. It's kind of neat, and they're going to be adding in more into the future. So I'm really looking forward to that. And now we are at the end game. The end game farming is really where this game shines, much like it does in Warframe or in Destiny, or even in Monster Hunter. You go out and you're continuing to do harder content to make your character stronger, make your weapons stronger, and then that allows you to do harder content to then continue to do that. I believe you max out at level 100 on weapon drops and your reactor drops and your gear drops, essentially, and then your characters max out at level 40. So you basically have to level up your character, and you get your weapons leveled up, and that's pretty much it. So that's essentially what the game is. I personally think it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you find it fun as well. And if you have any questions, please come let me know, ask about it, or jump into my Twitch channel and chat with me while I play it. So anyway, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.